Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're gonna be talking about Cyberpunk Red. Yesterday on the Cyberpunk Community Podcast we had Jay Gray, media ambassador from Artelsorian Games that is working on Cyberpunk Red. Now Cyberpunk Red is going to serve as a link between Cyberpunk 2020 and 2077. And besides being a new tabletop RPG, the game will also give us an insight on what happened after the Fourth Corporate War and how the humanity is rebuilding itself after that, and well, the fact that they detonated a nuke in the middle of the city. So during the podcast we got a lot of new info regarding the release date of Red, so the core rulebook or the source book will not be out on Gen Con. So even though the planned release date was August 1st, it's actually delayed because it's not ready and they need more time to actually polish the game. But at the same time, they did say that if the game is not ready, they will not release it. And after an extensive meeting in the company, they concluded that it's not coming out just yet. We also got an exclusive look at the upcoming Cyberpunk Red art from Richard Banal. This is just one of the pictures that we are going to see in the source book. It gives you an idea of how much effort is going into this, and since the book will be in color, which kind of makes sense, I mean it takes longer to get all the pieces together and actually give us something that is worth playing. So in the picture we see the police apprehending two citizens that could be a part of a booster gang, but the picture is here to kinda show you how the world has changed, how Night City has changed, and if you look at his arm and how it seems that it's kinda pieced together, well, Jay actually said that after the war people kinda learned to scrap things together because the production line in most corporations stopped. So after the war you have pieces of tech laying around and people found a way to make it useful. I also like the look of the police. It really shows that they are more than equipped to deal with new challenges and crime, even though the world is still not back to normal, and that means that rules in some areas are non-existent, and even more than before, because like before you even had some sort of corporate security, even though they were mostly in corporate centers, but at the same time now that even corporations are rebuilding themselves, all of that rule of law and security is at its low. We also have the logo of Arasaka and Biotechnica, and Jay actually did not confirm that this is Night City. One thing they want to focus on in Red is also, besides the main city, the focus on other parts of USA and also the world. Because there has been a lot of questions from people like what happened with Europe, what is going with other parts of the country, of the world. And Cyberpunk Red is also going to mention those places, and honestly I'm really excited about it. Being European, I really want to know what happened with Europe. And one faction that actually rose from the ashes of war are Nomads. They were not affected by war at all, and they have a already established network to transport goods and tech from one place to another. That's why in this chaos they kinda started controlling the ports and roads, so in Cyberpunk Red Nomads are going to play a huge role in the story. But to go back to Gen Con, even though the source book is not going to be there, Artelsorian is going to release a Cyberpunk Red starter kit. So if you don't know what it is, it's a box set that usually contains rules for the game, basic introduction to the world, and they are releasing Cyberpunk Red Jumpstart Kit. It's going to have two books in the box. One book will be lore and adventures, scream sheets, and other book will have rules and will be fully playable from the box. It will have rules for task resolution, combat resolution, net running, and will also have 6 pre-made characters. Now every single one of those characters will have an abbreviated life path, so we can customize their stats and actually adjust them to our needs. It will also have 6 and 10-sided dice and other stuff that Jay couldn't actually talk about. And besides being available on Gen Con, it will also be available via Drive-Thru RPG in a digital form. They will also print that and make it available worldwide as fast as they can. What is also a new feature in Red is an ability to change your roles depending on the situation. Also because the net is kinda ruined and crashed, and a lot of hacking is now done on the field rather than from a safe location, so this will also result in changes during those gameplay sessions. They are also working on the flow of the game. If you played Cyberpunk 2020, netrunning took a lot of time to do and kinda resulted in the game becoming slow. Now in Red that is going to be refined and polished. Also the game is now a bit easier to get into, especially if you never played tabletop RPGs, and this jumpstart kit is actually going to be a great thing to buy if you are getting into tabletop RPGs. And everything else in the world changed, from weapons to cars to different players stepping in to gain power and money. So in the end we will know more after Gen Con, but this will really help you understand the world before 2077 comes out. So that is everything I have. If you missed the podcast, I will link it below. You have a lot more stuff that was discussed about Cyberpunk Red. More questions from the audience, from us towards Jay, so just check it out. I will link it down below. Also smash that like and subscribe button for more Cyberpunk news and tell me down below what you think about it. Also join my amazing Twitter and Discord community if you want to continue the discussion there. This is LKM signing out and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.